In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply a style to a span class. Okay, so if I'm in Power Pages site, so I'll create a page called as products format, and in this page, I'm going to edit the code. Okay, so if I click on edit code, it will open in VS Code in the browser. So let it load, and I'm going to add three different span tags. So here, if you see, this is the page. Let me close the Copilot. This is the page which I'm in now. And I'm gonna add a span tag. So this is a span tag, and here I'll put text as first. Okay, let me make this three times. So maybe I'll show you three different examples. So first, second, third. Now here, if you want to apply an inline CSS, what you can do is you can go and put style equal to, and then uh, style, and you can start describing your style. Okay, so uh, let me take this off. Here I can put, say, colon, say maybe red. Okay, so first will be shown in red. So this is how you put an inline CSS. Now what if you want to take a CSS from a CSS file, external CSS file? So that also you can do. Now you might get a varying example. So let's say in one of the tag you may get ID. Okay, so let me call it as say ABCID. Okay, and sometimes you might get a class. Okay, which I'll call it as ABC class. So these are the different example you may find in your CSS file. So now let me save this value. Okay, and let me open a VS Code editor. And this is an external VS Code editor, and I'm going to create a new CSS file. So if I click on file, new file, and if I say CSS, I can create a new CSS file. Okay, let me see what name I have put. So the name I put is ABC ID and ABC class. ABC ID and ABC class. So let me say ABC class. Now, how do you put a class in CSS? Is refer as you refer using dot. And how do you refer an ID? Oh, so ABC ID. Okay. So it's using hash. So ABC ID. So this is where you define your CSS. So here, let me put color as aqua, and here let me put color as which we have not taken so far as dark green. Okay, so this is how we specify the CSS. So I'm not going to go. So I've named this file as test.css. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this and go into this particular Power Pages site, and let me sync this up, and I'll go to styling and upload that CSS. Once it is synced, I'll go to styling. I'll go to manage CSS. I can go pick up any theme, pick up to manage CSS, upload, and that's test.css, which I just created, and I'll upload it over here. Once it is done, I just need to go sync, and I'll do a quick preview of it. And once you see the page, you will see all the CSS are applied now over here. Okay, so it's all applied with different styling. Now, just to summarize, let me again go here and go to the manage CSS and show you in at Visual Studio Code like what exactly I did. So one is I've created three span. In three span, the first span is an inline CSS. So that's an example of an inline CSS of how the code works. Second was let me open this. using id, and third was using class. And now these two elements were all coming from an external css file, which I have already opened over here in my VS Code editor. Okay, so this is how you put the CSS for class and ID, and then get all those changes in Power Pages side. So that's it, folks. This is how you apply styling to a Sprite tag. Thanks for watching.